Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Throwing is Mahomes on third. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Now it's Mahomes again. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Mahomes to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
The kick by Carlson is good. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, as we know, they have already clinched the NFC North, a wild card game.
Let's go now, let's go. That's right, baby.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards on the play.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 43. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 17 carries, 85 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jamin Davis in there to They'll drop him for a loss on the play. Here's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Chase Young in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right now.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Whenever we call a game that's in the snow, we have to focus a little bit more, trying to make sure we've got the right numbers on players that we're calling, right? The right guys in the game. Think about the guys on the field. Their focus has to really increase as well because so many things coming at you. You got to make sure that you're really locked in on taking care of the ball.
Or if you don't, you cough it up like they did right there. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 2nd and 9, Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 15 now. Wilson, man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now it's Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with. They have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, well, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think in clement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes now to throw. And he will find his man, Samuel. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. 44 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run here with Taylor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Washington with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Mahomes going to throw. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are once again back in front. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This take it in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Going up the gut, Montgomery. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations? In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
And the Washington offense heading out. Still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, you know, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
So, Charles, you know, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Matt Judon from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes, and the catch made by Johnson.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Flowers. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense set to take over. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And this is going to be a Commanders' first down as the tackle made here at the 36. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading
the ball is free. Taylor lost it, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A very solid gain of 27.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the Tuck Roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game. In New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. Dancing to his Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on third down, Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. There's Chris Olave. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Mahomes now on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. Open man downfield is Johnson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Kyle Pitts from 8 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead is now 13. That time a 9-play drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Curtis Samuel and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. Mahomes now on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
From the 36, Mahomes
winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Curtis Samuel in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin with a good NFC battle at Lambeau. Philadelphia taking on Green Bay. And in the second quarter, it is the Eagles who are out in front. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. 2 touchdown passes there for Jimmy Garoppolo. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. In that game, all square as they take on the visiting Cowboys. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing now is Mahomes.
He's got the hookup downfield to Samuel.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. He's got it to the 43 here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, it's Mahomes.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Got his target, Samuel. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Now Mahomes. And that is, I think he caught it.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Pollard.
Washington touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
makes their way back.